Hi.
Hey everyone! So happy to see you today. It's me, Kristen Fagan, here with Softlex Company, and I have the wonderful Rachel Mallis with me.
Hi, I'm so excited to be back with y'all.
I know we're having Rachel as one of the designers during the Galentine's Day event, which is coming up next month. And so we're super happy to get a little preview party time with you beforehand.
Yeah, I'm really excited. That kit is pretty awesome, and this one is too.
Yeah. Kids are just fabulous, aren't they? They're just always fun to see what was kind of put together for you to create with. And I agree. I think this Sparkle kit, Rachel has the All That Glitters kit. So if you have that kit on your beading mat or somewhere close to you, go grab it. You can design with us today. We still
Yeah.
have a few left. I think we have like maybe 15 or so left. So there's a couple on online at softflexcompany.com while supplies last. And what was I going to say? We've got some new things to talk about. We have the Galentine's event coming up, and we're both going to design on the fly of it today
I'm excited.
because we're just feeling like we need a little simplicity in the way that we create.
Yes, I definitely feel like I have a tendency to make things complicated, so it's fun to see. I always tend to go back to like my favorite techniques when I design on the fly.
Very cool. The things that are comforting and that feel like, okay, this definitely works. I've done this before and I love it.
Yeah, I need some comfort beading. It's like 10 degrees outside, so
So cold. It's
yeah,
so cold everywhere, but it's
yeah,
especially cold in the Northeast, right?
yes. I don't even feel like we don't even get like as cold as Philly or anything, but it's still so cold, especially if you have to walk.
Yeah, if you have to leave the house for any reason, then it's a
Yeah.
problem. We were joking on Monday because I've been cold and I'm in Hawaii on Maui right now. So I'm like, I really shouldn't be cold, but it's almost like a collective cold because everybody else is
Yes.
so cold where they are. And I am in like long sleeves again today. And every morning I'm like, oh, I need a sweater. I'm like, but it's like 65 out. I mean, I
Right.
can't I can't complain at all.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing Rachel's site, Thomas. So Rachel's site is mollyjewelry.com. And I wanted to ask you because it's almost your last name, but not quite. So how did you come up with that as
So
your company?
my family is well, my dad's side of the family is Greek and they came over to Ellis Island, and I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like back in the day when you came over to Ellis Island, a lot of the time they'd be like, we don't like your last name, we're going to change it. So my dad swears that our last name used to be Mally. And so I through the years of my jewelry business, I've gone through like some different names, but I was finally like, um, maybe I should go to that because I had a lot of support from my family in my jewelry business, especially my grandma. Both of them actually, but so it's kind of like a dedication to my family heritage. Also, if I ever want just the Mally.com domain name, my dad's owned it for like my whole life. So I'm
Oh,
like,
how
I just
cool.
have that in my back pocket if I want
Yeah,
it.
I love that. That's such an interesting story. And yes, I mean, growing up in New York, I've heard of that often. I don't know if that's as well known other places or not, but yeah, that your name would get changed as you came on to Ellis Island. And so that's really interesting that they just changed it like just ever so slightly for
Yes.
you.
I thought it was interesting also because like it's a Greek name, and I was like, Greek wasn't really like the thing you were trying to avoid being. Like sometimes some of the
Right.
people that came over, like if they changed their last name, it was because sorry, I have everything precariously stacked. If they changed their last name, maybe it was because like at that period in time, like it wasn't good to
Yeah.
be considered a certain nationality or whatever, but I just thought it was interesting that like Greek.
Right. Yeah, that is interesting. And that's really cool that you decided to honor your name in that way. We were talking about it yesterday because that we were like, oh, that's interesting. Why is it Molly? She just like maybe she just liked the way it sounded. So
Makes
I
me harder to Google,
yeah.
but not really at all.
But it's cool to hear the backstory, and it's always nice when you have the love and support of your family as you're embarking on creative and entrepreneurial things. And what a beautiful way to kind of honor that. I like it a
Just
lot.
like a side note about it, if you do go to my website and you see like the M, my logo, myself and my cousin designed it, and I designed it to look kind of like Grecian columns with like ivy.
Oh, so that gives a little extra backstory as to why it is the way it is. I love
Yeah.
that. Very cool. Well, we are going to take a look at a few things today. Let me pop over to my bead table and then I'll come back over to you, Rachel, if you want to take a look
Yeah,
at your kit and kind of start playing with your beads a little bit.
I would love to.
So I have just a random mix of stuff to play with. Like I said, we're both designing on the fly today, so I don't have anything in mind, but I wanted to share some things that are currently on sale. So let me pop over to our sale graphic and just let you all know what's happening. This started today over at softflexcompany.com. We're doing 20% off of our winter TGBE category. So go and you can find in the shop section the Great Bead Extravaganza. Everything in that category is 20% off, and 20% off the Valentine's holiday category. So again, you would go to shop and then go down to holidays, and everything in that category is 20% off. You must enter the coupon code Cold Heart. And we kind of meant that in sort of a play on words since we're 20% off of winter and Valentine's. So just all together, one word, Cold Heart, and put that in your checkout. You'll see that 20% off get marked down. This is for retail orders only. It's not applied on top of other order discounts. However, if you are shopping retail, you can use that coupon code. It'll take 20% off of anything in the TGBE category and the holidays category. And let's see, it ends on January 28th or while supplies last. Lots and lots of fun stuff in there. So the things that I pulled out to play with, I've got a few of my pieces left from the All That Glitters kit. I think we have one of these mixes left on its own. We're totally sold out of the mix, but you can get both of these in the kit, in the All That Glitters kit. I think it said we have about 15 or so of those left. I also have my All That Glitters silver strand. So you could find this on sale. And we still have a few of these. We've sold out of the gold, but we have some of the silver, so maybe I'll work with that. And then I pulled out just some fun beads that I've had for a little while. We've got these gorgeous check glass in a deep garnet color with some bronze on the top and bottom, and then also the purple. So these are in the Valentine's holiday category on sale, along with we have some of these rose colored check glass nugget beads that you can find in that Valentine's Day sale. And we also put the boho flowers because they have this really pretty pink and blue colorway, which I thought would be perfect for Valentine's and Galentine's. And lastly, I've got some of our square dowels, which these are on closeout. Well, I got to take them out of the bag for you to really see them. They're on closeout, but then you can also get that extra 20% off with the coupon code for select colors. Pink is in there. There might be some other colors in there, but there's definitely the pink, so I grabbed that one. And speaking of Galentine's, the Galentine's kit is also on sale. So if you have not picked it up yet, you can use that coupon and save 20% off of the supply kit that you get from us at Softflex Company. And And then you can go grab your bead kit over at Jesse James Beads. So that's what I've got on my bead table. I'm going to kind of open things up and see what is calling to me. I'm going to pop back over to Rachel if she's ready for us.
Yeah.
Cool. So Rachel has the All That Glitters kit sent to her, and she's going to just kind of play around with some of these gorgeous beads with you.
Is it like focused?
It looks focused to me. Let me bring you up on
Okay.
my big screen.
Perfect. It might
Yeah, that looks
be
good.
my computer. Okay, perfect. So what I was playing with is these flowers because they look kind of like earring focals to me. And I thought that was really fun. So I was thinking like kind of like where snowflakes meet flowers.
Ooh, that's perfect for our Valentine's winter theme.
Yeah. I'm really into like dangly earrings. Love them. I've always had long hair, long dark hair, so if I want anyone to see my earrings, they have to be long.
They have to make a statement for
Exactly.
sure. I've kind of always felt that way too. I don't always have long hair, but I do have curly hair. So it's like a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's not as thick as it appears, it's because of the curls. It takes up
Your
a lot of
hair is
space.
so beautiful. I have curls, but they like they're not quite as voluminous.
Oh, thank you. I have my good and bad hair days, that's for sure. But it just, and I can never like really control that.
Yeah.
So I just have to be open to whatever it wants to be that day.
I've looked at so many like curly hair videos online, and when it comes down to it, I'm like, I just don't care that much.
It's a lot of work to really like
Yeah.
have it look good all the time. Yeah, I don't use really any hair products except for a few. I have some like hair oil that I use,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have like a shampoo that I've been using for a while. Although being in a new climate over here, I might need to make a change because I don't
Yeah.
think it's working as well
Are you
here.
are you living in Hawaii?
I am. I
Oh, exciting.
Yes, I know. Um, we're not sure for how long. My husband's working here, and so we've been here since the fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to go back to Arizona for the holidays to visit with both my kids, actually. One of them is in Boston for college, and one of them is in Arizona for college. So,
Ah,
yeah.
very
So it's
different climates.
Yeah, we're all totally different places. It's very interesting. All of a sudden, all at once, within like 30 days, everyone was really far from one another. So it's kind of
Aw,
strange, but also
yeah.
exciting to be on all these different adventures. And yeah, yeah. So I've had to really lean into just going with the flow because I don't know how long we'll be here.
Aw.
It's pretty cool.
Well, it's definitely a good season to be over there, I feel like.
I feel like it too, seeing all of these pictures and videos. I mean, it's beautiful from afar, but it's cold out there.
Yeah.
Nancy says, gotta learn to accept your hair type. My hair is super straight and fine, and I used to hate it, but now I just work with it. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's like you always you admire or like covet things that is not what you have, but
Right.
it's such a beautiful kindness to yourself to accept what it is you've got, right?
I used to have very thick hair, and I hated it. Like, I hated it so much when I was a kid. And then as a teenager, I would dye it fun colors and I damaged it. So now it's like very thin. Um, but um, I do enjoy it though. I like the little curl it gets at the bottom. I think it's fun. It's fun seeing the range of my both my parents have curly hair, and my one of my sisters has like ridiculously like corkscrew type curls, and then
Oh,
mine are a lot
wow.
looser.
That's
She doesn't like it
awesome.
when you touch them.
Right. She's like,
She's
I
like,
know,
"Don't touch my hair."
I remember I had a friend touch my hair one time, just like out of nowhere, and it was fine, but she was so surprised because my hair's actually really thin, fine feeling, and soft. And she was not expecting it to feel that way because sometimes it just looks very wiry, you know?
Yeah.
So she was just like, oh my gosh, it's soft. And I'm like, yeah, it's really soft. She goes, I
Yeah.
just wasn't expecting it. I thought it was going to be like firmer.
It's funny.
I was like, that's why it has a mind of its own, I think, too, because I can't. It just does whatever the heck it wants.
Yep.
Oh, these are cute.
What are you working on?
I think I'm ending up with some beads from the All That Glitters kit, and then I've got those pink square dowels that are going to go in there.
Mm.
About a pair of earrings, it looks like, which is usually my go-to if I'm designing on the fly.
It's funny because I used to. There was a point in time where I like only made earrings, and then there was a point in time where I like mostly only made like necklaces. Well, not only, but like made a lot more necklaces and earrings. But I never really made like. It's interesting to me what people's go-to is bracelets because that was never my go-to.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
bracelets are my last choice.
yeah.
I don't make them very much at
People
all,
are like, "Don't you
actually.
ever like make bracelets?" And I'm like, "Not really." Because I one thing I really like about like necklace and earrings is I feel like it's a lot. Number one, they're way easier to put on. I can't put on a bracelet. I can put on a stretchy bracelet. That's it. I even if I have a bracelet helper, no, the bracelet helper needs to be another person. I can't like it's I can't do it.
I've
But
never
necklace,
tried those bracelet helpers. Yeah.
I don't find that it helps me, but maybe I just haven't met the right one yet. Um, I have a friend that makes some that look kind of like bookmarks, and I haven't tried those, but they look like they might be a little bit easier. But the clippy ones, no, no, that's not easier for me. Um, but I like that necklaces and earrings are more one size fits most.
Right.
Um,
I like that too. And I have a few bracelets. I actually have a bracelet design I made a long time ago, and I made a ton, like a bunch of them. And
mhm.
then I never did anything with them because I never really enjoyed like the clasp, like how it, I don't know, I feel a little bit stuck. And so I've just moved away from it. And I think that happens to me with bracelets often.
Yeah.
I love button clasps. So I do like button clasp bracelets. Those are fun.
I love to make button clasp bracelets, but then inevitably, whenever I'm trying, because I do sell my work, whenever I try to sell it, like it's always the wrong size. No matter
Oh,
what size
because
I
it's a
make it,
little
it's
more
always the
specific.
wrong size. Like
That's a
it's
bummer. I have seen people do like two entries, like or two piece, like you can have like a smaller and a larger with like a space to for the button clasp. I haven't tried it myself, but I've noticed it on some other people's design work where I've been like, oh, that's interesting.
mhm. I feel like it is definitely up to the person. For me, like I feel like it just makes it a little bit more bulky. Um,
Debbie is really liking your round nose pliers. They look like they have a narrow and delicate point.
They are very narrow, actually, and I do love them. So my boyfriend got me these for Christmas a couple years ago, and they are a little bit of a splurge. These are Lindstrom's. That said, I let me. I like to pull these out. Where did I? Oh, I finally put them away. I used to work with these tiny itty bitty beadsmith pliers with tiny, the tips were tiny like this for like 10 years, but my hands can't handle it anymore. Um, but these are Lindstroms, and I do really like them.
Yeah, they make
Um,
really nice tools. I see a few people are noting that sizing is an issue too, especially if you're, selling your work and then you have to worry about
right,
the
for
size.
bracelets. Unless you want to like make things to order, but then you have to like buy a lot of the beads, um, or
So
whatever
you
that you're
have it
using.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think no matter you can do a couple of sizes. You could put like one of those little sizing chains. There's a lot of different ways, but it's like what's the perfect fit for your work, right?
right.
And Nancy says that she has made 2 loops from seed beads. Yeah, I've seen a few people do that, and I've been like, oh, that's smart. It just, but then it makes your design smaller too, right? If you have to have those 2 loops on there, I don't know. It's just a very
Hmm.
interesting thing. What is everybody's favorite to make? So now that we're talking about that, what's your go-to if you are just like, hey, I want to make a nice simple project? Do you lean towards bracelets, necklaces, or earrings? Now I'm curious. Debbie says yes, she had a feeling they might be Lindstrom one day.
Yeah, I definitely tried to cheap out of it. A couple years ago, I bought myself a different brand. I will not mention them here because they work really great for some people. They did not work for me. And I bought them because I was able to use a coupon on them on a website, and I hated them. I hated them so much. And then my boyfriend was like, I'm getting you the other ones that you were too cheap to buy. Um, so
Oh, it's so nice when you have supportive people in your life like that. My
he's like,
husband's like that
you're
too
so
because
cheap. Like, yeah,
I am definitely the cheap one.
yeah,
I'm for sure like make do for a little while, and he's like, just get what you need. Like,
right. Yeah, no, he does that. I was like, you bought what at what store? He's like, let me see the receipt. No, I already threw it out. Um,
yeah, yeah, he totally gets in trouble for stuff like that too. I'm
yeah.
like, what did you do? You better have used a coupon.
Yeah. I'm reading the comments.
Yeah, Dana says better to be supportive than hear any complaints. Let's see. What are people saying? Nancy goes to earrings. Dana goes to earrings.
Yeah.
Julie loves necklaces. Tina loves bracelets. We've got earrings or bracelets for choice. Deb loves making necklaces. You do make a lot of necklaces, Deb. You make a lot of earrings too, but I always notice your necklaces.
Yeah.
Jenny says wire wrap necklaces. That sounds great. And no longer wears earrings, so she goes for necklaces and bracelet.
I'm worried that one day I'll like not be able to wear earrings, but I have so many holes in my ears that I'm like one of them will work.
You can just switch it up, try a different
Yeah.
one. Sherry goes for a bracelet first and ends up with all three.
I love that. I have some customers that will have me make like matching stuff, um, which is always fun and interesting to do because usually I make things without matching in mind, and then I have to like figure out how to make it match. Uh,
Anne is wondering what gauge wire you're using, Rachel.
I'm using 24 gauge. Um, yeah, I just thought it would be like a nice kind of lighter weight gauge that would move nicely through the little crystal drops. If the wire gauge is too close to the size, especially on something like the size of the hole, especially on something like this, I find it like is not as jingly. Although you also do have to make your loops big enough for it to be jingly. So
Good point. If you make your loops a little too small, then they just don't move around too much.
Yeah. And we like a good jingle jangle. At least I do.
I'm not sure about what I'm making. I think it's actually, it might be 2 earrings, not 1 earring. I think I'm going to separate what I was doing into 2 pieces. That might feel better.
Kim, I'm right-handed actually. I have been told before that I wire wrap weird. So I don't know if that's what it's looking like. I'm friends with I know you guys have done stuff with Sam before, Sam Siegel, and he also wire wraps a little bit. We've both been told we wire wrap weird, and I think it's because he got it from watching me some of the stuff.
Right. It is. It's true. It's wherever you first kind of learn, right? That kind of sticks with you.
So I've been wire wrapping for how old am I? 20-ish years. And when I first started, like, ooh, I don't know if I like this. When I first started, there wasn't YouTube wasn't what it is now. Um, and so a lot of I the way that I do things are kind of like how I figured out how to do them. Um,
That makes sense. You didn't have as many videos to be able to watch at the time.
right. So the way the tech sometimes I'll see people do techniques and I was like, I was wondering how you would do that, but I just made up my own way to do it. So
That's a great way to learn, though. I mean, it's like I've learned a lot at that time, and then I'll see someone do something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that looks way easier than what I taught myself.
right.
but, but the way I taught myself tends to be what I go back and to do because it's just what I'm comfortable with, right?
Right. I mean, whatever works. I always like to say, especially with wire wrapping, it's really however you want to do it. There's what as long as it's not going to fall apart, who cares how you do
Exactly.
it?
The way you get there is your own journey.
It's not gonna fall apart, it's not gonna snag, whatever. Then do you.
Joyce is wondering, are you going to go with hooks or are you going to make them as studs?
Well, I have hooks here, so I was probably gonna make them as with the hooks, but I think I'm gonna put one of these um little like crystals right here. I might make a bigger ear wire. Um or I might use this. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Sometimes I like to make like a really big one.
I like making my own ear wires too. You can make some fun. And sometimes it's necessary depending on the design and what your components are.
Yeah, for like my big hoop-ish earrings, kind of like these, like I tend to make a bigger ear wire just because I'm like feel like a dainty one gets lost in the earring.
Okay, I got one down. Let me see if I can get my other one down and then I'll then I'll show you guys what I've been doing. Nancy says Rachel is attaching her dangles before closing her wrapped loops. I often forget to and then say things I shouldn't.
I forget all the time, especially when people are watching me. Um, I'm sure because it's an earring, maybe that's why I'm not forgetting as much, but like on a necklace or something, all the time, all the time. Um, I'm trying to decide what I want to do here. I think actually that would work. I don't think I need the extra layer.
Ooh, diligence does pay off, Sherry. She said she took a jewelry class and couldn't master wire wrapping. She got so frustrated, but then she went home and she worked on it all weekend and it paid off. Yeah, you just, whatever was happening in the class, sometimes it just doesn't click with how you would learn, right?
Right. And sometimes like having everyone around you, seeing what everyone, it's distracting. Sometimes you just kind of need to go and be in an environment you're comfortable in. Now, like wire wrapping stones, like cabochons, not my strength. I really admire the people that can do that. That's a lot of wires to have in your hand at once.
Mm-hmm. I've done it like in a simple way, but I have not mastered or even really attempted like those totally intricate 50 wires going in every direction kind of pieces.
That's just asking for me to poke myself in the eye. I'm gonna leave it to the professionals. Hey, I've definitely poked myself in the eye before with a wire, so I don't.
So you know that you
Yeah.
you don't need more opportunities for that.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that. That's cute. Okay. It's kind of giving snowflake, but it's a flower.
Oh, it's so cute. I love it. Did you finish one?
Mostly, I finished the bottom part of this one. So I'm going to do the bottom part of the other one and then figure out what I want to do at the top.
Cool.
Or I could just skip around, which I do like to do. So let's see.
It looks so pretty. Well, I'm going to swap over to my desk because I ended up finishing two, which is funny because it was definitely, I had these together and then I made them two separate pieces because I was trying to do too much. So I had to simplify.
Oh,
So
fun.
yeah. So I ended up, let's move some stuff out of the way here, but I ended up making one straight drop heart using that garnet bead at the bottom, the little pink scrodels, the heart crystal that came in the All That Glitters kit, and then one of those gold crystals too. So there's just like a really simple drop
I like the
bangle.
gold crystals too. I had those. I was looking at those.
They're really pretty. There's a lot of them too. And then this one, I ended up making just sort of like a little fun sculpture piece. I originally had this one like this and then had the drop hanging from it, but the off-center part of it was just like not working for me in that particular type of design. So I ended up creating a little hoop shape. And what's kind of fun about the black wire with the dark hair on us is that that'll probably just disappear and you'll
It just
just
looks like it's like floating. That would be fun.
you'll just
It's
see
like
this
hair
part.
decoration. And you know what that means is you could wear two earrings.
Oh,
One is hair
true.
decoration, and the other one is ear decoration.
Right. I did them both on soft flex wire. Yeah, and I ended up doing them both on black soft flex wire. So we'll go ahead and we'll do them together. So I'll cut myself about 6 inches is usually what I grab. And then I'll grab one of these. I've got 2 of these metallic rondelles and one of those spacers. And then I just need my ear wire and a crimp. I know that heartbeat is so pretty. That was from the mix from Miss K at Stars Beads. So I'm just going to string my soft flex wire through one side of that component, and then I'm going to add on my little center beads, which are 1 gold, 1 spacer, and another gold. We have some really pretty new flower beads in the shop too. If you like those ceramic beads, they're round. I don't have any yet here to show you, but you can see them on the homepage. And they come in a ton of different colors. They're a white ceramic bead, and then they've got like a really sweet little daisy flower, I guess, but they're all different colors. Like there's green and purple and pink and yellow and blue. I think I might have some here somewhere, but I have to take a look.
I think the ceramic as a background on the little beads is so cute too. It's great for spring. There's something about it that's just kind of like
Super
fresh.
springy. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
super springy. So then I'm just going to go place my crimp tube, and I have one wire going one direction, the other wire go the other direction to make that loop. And then you can pull it however big or small you want to. I'm going to see if I can try and match up to what I did the first time. And then I'll take one of these ends, wrap it around and back through that crimp tube to create a loop at the top. And that's the part that's going to attach to my ear wire. So I want that to be pretty small, but you still got to make sure to get your crimping plier in the middle there. So it just has to be big enough for that. And now I'll use my magical crimping plier to turn that little crimp tube into a bead. Hopefully. I don't think I grabbed it at the right spot today. We'll see. I might have to redo that one. It happens, folks.
It does. I love using the magical grooming pliers. I get told a lot of the time how difficult they are, and I'm like, you just have to get them on a good day.
You
Okay?
do. And I was kind of able to save it. Once you kind of know how to use it, I think you get better at saving them when they go a little awry.
Yeah.
And a design like this is like super easy to just cut free and do again, not too big of a deal. It's a little more sad when it's a design. Oh, look what I just did. I just cut my loop. So now I really have to redo it. All righty then. Well, there you go. I cut my little loop on the top here. Oopsie. So that happens too, folks.
All the time.
I saw somebody mention the pipeline. I don't know what time of the year it is. I know they had a bunch of surfing competitions already, like in December. But I'm gonna have to look. Yeah, there was. I think it was while I was in Arizona. There was some stuff going on here. Actually, I think it was on Oahu though.
Is the water warm enough?
Oh, the water's warm all the time.
Even though it's like 65 degrees, the water's still warm.
Yes, it's beautiful.
That's nice.
You can go swim anytime. Yeah. We went swimming on, well, and where I live is 65 degrees up here because I'm on Haleakala, the volcano. So I'm on a higher elevation. But if you go down by the water, like our friend Christy Friesen, she is closer to the water. And so it's usually around 80, 85 by her.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. So that's where we went this weekend. And we went to go, we're like, oh, we're just going to go walk by the beach. And then I'm like, maybe I should bring my bathing suit, even though it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
And then we got down there and I'm like, oh yeah, we're going swimming. It's warm here. Dana says, glad to see she's not the only one that cuts the wire. Nope, definitely. It's definitely easy to do. And honestly, when we would teach in person, especially like a make it, take it or something where you've got a bunch of people at a table, like that would happen. Oh my gosh, all the time. We'd always be like, be careful, don't cut your wire.
Do you ever have someone cut somebody else's wire by accident?
You did?
No, I was asking. I don't know.
Oh.
That popped in my head. I was like, what if that happens? So I was like,
oh my gosh.
What if it did?
Not that I know of, but you know what? If you were there with a friend and you were letting them help you, I guess they could have.
Yeah.
Or letting your neighbor help you because you were stuck. I guess they could have. All right, take two. We got it. And
Woo-hoo.
then you'll just go and add that little loop to your ear wire. And now they're kind of fun and dangly.
Oh, so cute.
So cute. And you could do that with all different colors, which is what's fun with Softlex too, right? Like you can do all lots of different colors on there to
Yeah.
show that wire. And let's see, is this long enough? Is my little scrap one long enough? So my
I have a
second one, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I when I work with Softflex, I have a tendency I like to cut like a lot of extra, so I have like lots of little pieces that I can use for like a project, usually like earrings. And I keep it all like in like little bags. Um,
That's a great idea. So whenever you're working on something, like if you have anything like a few inches, you're good to use that on earrings, especially, or like a
Even for like my
little,
necklaces, I'll cut like 6, 10 inches more than I know I probably need because one, it makes it so much easier to work with it.
when you have
Not
more. I agree.
Yeah, then I don't have to worry about me like picking it up and dropping everything off the end. I do have bead stoppers, but you know. Um, but then also you have like a great size piece for another project.
So, oh, I am doing a giveaway. Thanks for that, Anne. I actually set it up and everything. I just forgot to put the little banner on. We are doing a giveaway. The hashtag is glitters. And I don't know. I hadn't decided what it was going to be that I was giving away. We were talking about, I think we have some of these silver glitter strands left. So maybe I will do that. I thought I was going to use it, but then I got distracted by all the other bead mixes.
How it always goes.
Yeah. So I made myself a little Softlex head pin. So just put a crimp at the end, looped it, crimped it, and then trimmed it off. And then I strung on that check glass bead. Next, I had a little pink square dowel. And then I did one of these crystal hearts. And then lastly, I did one of these metallic cylinder shapes. And that's it. You can easily do this with a regular head pin and just make it a drop earring too. But I didn't feel like looking for that. So I just was like, I'm just going to use my wire that's right here.
Mhm.
And then I make a loop at the top, and that's what I'll attach to my earring. Oh, and I'm probably going to change that to gold at the top, right? Is that what I did on the first one? Yeah. I like mixed metals, but I also like to try and match what I did the first time.
Right.
So there we go. Now we have a gold crimp. Look at all that glitter coming in. And I did see your comment, Dana. You need those big waves. Yeah, the winter time is when we get the really big wave swells, especially on the north shore of the islands.
Really?
So that's why they tend to do them in the winter. Like I think we had like, I want to say it was like super large this December, like 13 feet or something. 14 feet. They were really big, which is funny because I'm like, I go in the water and they're like 3 feet. And I'm like, these are huge. Why are these
I'm
waves so
like I'm like on the shore and the way the water's touching my feet and I'm like, wow, that was a big wave. Um,
it's, it's wild out there today. I know you guys are getting winter in Florida. I mean, it's crazy out there. It is really, really crazy. Those surfers are crazy on those huge waves. They were really fun to watch. We were watching a lot of surfing this winter, and I was like, I guess we watch surfing now. I never really did before, but you know, it's exciting when it's happening right in
Mm-hmm.
your neck of the woods. When you're like, whoa! I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they stay on those boards. I'm
I don't know
like,
how they make it past like the first 5 feet of the
I
water. Not
really.
really much of a swimmer. Like I did swim team, but that's about it.
And there we go, some sparkly heart drop beads. I really like the I don't know, the like richness of this particular combo. The red is always hard to pick up on the video, but let's see if I get my fingers out of the way. No, you still can't really tell that well. You'll see it better on the photo that I take later, and I'll put it up on our blog. Even the dogs are out there swimming because we have a dog beach we go to. I'm gonna
A
pop back
dog
over.
beach?
Yeah, I'm gonna
That's
pop back
so
over to you,
fun.
Rachel, see where
Oh
you're
yeah,
at.
absolutely.
But
I
yeah,
am.
we have a dog beach, and they these dogs, they throw that ball out there and they go running in the waves. I'm like impressed with them too. I'm like, how do they swim like that? It's
You don't have
wild.
a cat beach too, do you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Seen like some videos. I'm like, your cat is swimming. My cat would kill me. Uh, so I am making. So I just cut this piece of. I'm gonna make ear wires. It's funny, whenever I'm on like classes, I always end up showing how to make ear wires. Um,
I love that because it's one of those things that you can make, but not everyone does because they're also easy to just pick up. But it
right.
makes such a difference in your design when you've got a handmade ear wire, I
You have
think.
a lot more control. No, I do buy, absolutely buy pre-made ear wires. I love ball ear wires like this. I think they're so pretty, and the ball is just like a little bit of fanciness. But sometimes you just gotta make your own. Um, and especially when the earring itself is a little bigger.
I'm laughing because Iliaka says, Rachel, good luck getting a kitten in water. Mine doesn't want to even get their whiskers wet when
Oh my
drinking
god.
water.
When drinking water, wow, that's so funny. I have two cats, and every once in a while they need to have baths, uh, for one reason or another. And one of them, he'll put up a good fight, but once you drop him in the water, he just like kind of like gives up.
He
Um,
surrenders.
he's just like, you've ruined my life. I'm gonna just be sad. The other one, I have to drug if I'm gonna give him a bath. Like he's he he'll scratch me, not on purpose, just trying to get out of the water. And one time
Right.
he like attached himself to the faucet, like while it was running. And like, that's not how to get away from the water, but okay. Um, Jenny is asking. So I bought cup burrs once, and I think I bought really cheap ones. Um, and I didn't like them, so I usually use a file, but I actually don't like this file. I had a file that I really liked, and I left it at my friend's house, and she gave this one back to me, and I was like, all right, I guess I'll try to use it, but I don't like it. It's a little bit.
This is not the same.
It
I
is
picked,
not.
I picked up some files at a bead show a while ago, and I forget about them. I don't know if I brought them with me or if I left them back in Arizona. But because I don't really, I have a tough time with the cup burrs too. So I would like to change to a file. Oh, your camera switched for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know why. Let's see.
That's so interesting. It's just like on its own, it made its own choices.
These phones, you know. There you go.
Oh my gosh. 908 Minnie says that she had a cat that would get in the shower with them. That is not
Wow.
usual. Oh my gosh.
No, mine will. No, he won't get in the shower with me. Sometimes, like if I'm taking a bath, he'll like try to put his tail in the water. I don't think he does it on purpose. I don't think he knows that his tail. It's fun. They're so funny with their tails because I swear they don't know that their tail is attached until something happens. Um, they like don't know it exists. Um,
That's so funny. And then they're like, this tail is the best thing ever.
yeah,
It's
they're
really
like,
getting me out of this
how could
pickle.
you step on me? Yeah, how could you step on the tail I put right behind your foot? Um,
Oh, I did see someone say a little bit ago, oh, that was you, Anne, said glad to see that Joyce is back. Yes, Joyce is doing a video on Friday this week. She's not going to be back every week, but we're trying to come up with a schedule for her that makes sense, and she will be there this Friday. So it might be a little haphazard at first until come up with a schedule that works well for Joyce and her what her week normally looks like. So look for her on Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time for a Spill the Beads with Joyce episode. I'm very
oh,
excited.
fun.
She's going to be using the Arctic Circle kit, I believe. So more fun inspiration with that kit. I know. I told Joyce you guys are going to be so excited to see her. When I set up the video yesterday, I was like, oh, everyone's going to be so excited.
I saw somebody said that they use emery boards, and I totally do sometimes too. This brass, brass is so hard that it just like tears through my emery board. So I try to use the file.
That's good to know. Depending on the metals that you're using, it could work or it could really
Yeah, copper and
not
silver
work.
are just like a little bit easier to do. And this is also so when I make ear wires, if I have it, I use half hard metal because then I just find that they hold their shape a little bit better. Um, and I don't have to work hard in them
Quite as
as
much.
much or at
Yeah.
all, which is definitely a bonus. So this is half hard brass, which is quite hard. I would be interested to see what full hard brass is. Like, can you even bend it?
Right. I don't think I've mostly used ours, which is soft, and then you can work harden it to half hard. I've never actually even used anything that started half hard, I don't think. So I'm
I don't
curious to
think I
try that
knew
one
it
day.
existed until um this is like this might not work. I might need to make another dangle. I didn't even like know it existed until I started working with silver actually. And then I was like, oh, what is this? What is this metal? Like it says hard, it says half hard. What does that even mean? So I definitely kind of like figured it out for myself. I ordered a bunch of it. I was like, oh, okay, I see
To
what it
try it
means now.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're tactile like that, aren't you? It's like I just need it in my hands to figure
Yeah,
out what to
I
do
need
with
to
it.
because otherwise I have no idea what's going on.
Debbie, the beads are hanging from the flower from 24 gauge wire wrapping. So she made some connections.
Yes, I no jumpers or anything. I don't I don't really I don't remember when it was, but I kind of stopped using I think it was when I made the switch to a lot of like silver work. I stopped using jump rings because uh it was already like such an investment to get silver head pins and whatnot, and I never really got to a point to where I really knew what size jump ring I was using, and depending where I got the jump rings from, when I would order the same size, they would be a different size than the ones I already had anyway. So I don't really use very many jump rings. I kind of just find a way to connect them without them.
Yeah, Sarah's like that too. She doesn't use a lot of jump rings. I think I've gotten away from it, but I used to use a lot of jump rings. I used to, but she was like, "Why does everything you do have jump rings on it?" I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know why that is."
I also just like if you don't buy them from a reputable source, and this isn't really the case with like silver ones, with especially with more of like the craft ones. If you're not getting them from a reputable source, like they are generally a lower quality, and then your work just isn't as
Consistent,
durable.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're using higher quality materials and then lower quality and that's something else, then it just, yeah, it's not really, doesn't really work. Plus, you realize you made a workaround without them, that they're not
right.
really necessary, right? So,
But sometimes
um,
like you definitely like it's good to have them. I didn't know like oval ones existed until a few years ago, and I really like the oval ones, especially for like the ends of like necklace chains. I
yeah,
think they're
they're a
really
little
great.
bit more secure, aren't they?
Yeah. And I think they emulate the look of a chain a little bit more than a round one, because how often do you really use like a round chain?
For sure. Ooh, I like that you added little bead to your ear wire. That's the fun
That's
thing
one of
about.
my most favorite parts about making my own ear wires, is that I can add the beads. On the pre-made ones, like you can definitely not so much the little ball ones, but the ones that have the little spring on them, and then the other ball, you could pull the spring and the ball off and straighten them out a little bit, and then slide a bead on, a seed bead usually,
Mhm.
is what I've done in the past, and that's a great way to like decorate pre-made ear wires. Or you can make them with the bead, and make your own.
Anne is wondering if you have a source for where you're buying your sterling silver.
Not anymore, actually. So I like a lot of people was shopping with Monster Slayer. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're a
Oh, I
great,
have heard of them. I don't think I've
yeah,
ever really looked
they're a
at
great
them too
small
closely, but
business out of I think New Mexico also, just like Rio. Um and they unfortunately closed last year. After many years, I loved ordering from them. Um, Now I haven't been honestly using as much silver since they closed,
the
because
prices have been high for a while
yeah,
on
the prices
silver.
have been so high, and like, with prices of everything being kind of high, I'm just not selling as much silver jewelry. People are buying brass and copper stuff. So
Right.
I've been not really buying more silver right now. Um, but if I were going to, I would probably get it from Brio. But
Mhm.
I like to order like a little bit more quantity if I'm gonna order from there. And I just haven't been in a place where I really wanted to do that.
Yeah, that's understandable. Joe is asking, how much wire did you use to make the ear wire?
Oh, that is a question I can answer. I was worried you were gonna ask for the bottom part, and I was like, don't have an answer for that. In general, for my ear wires, I have like two styles of ear wires I kind of make. I make this one, and then I make another one that's like kind of loopy. I'm wondering if maybe I'm wearing one or something. But the I always use 2.25 inches, and that is just a measurement that I came up with that works well for me. Um, let me see
Awesome.
if I
That's
have
it's
an example of the other style I make. Like I make this. So these, you can sort of see it. It's got like a loop, and then like, so this is the same amount
oh
of
yeah, I
wire
know
as
what you're
well.
talking about. Okay.
And I use 20 gauge. That's why I use the half hard also, because like 18 gauge really is more, what word am I looking for? doesn't bend as easily, like, if somebody's, like, yanking it out of their ear or whatever, but I find that that's kind of a big gauge for a lot of people's ear piercing.
I
Um,
know. I have one ear that can handle 18 and the other one that 20 is the biggest.
and I know some people also use 22 gauge to make ear wires.
They do. I don't know how that's
And
possible,
I
but
you know, when you buy, like, the store-bought ones, they're also a really tiny gauge, but I just haven't
they
gotten I have half-hard 20 22 gauge wire, and I just don't like, I feel it, and I just look at it, and I just don't feel like it's durable,
no, I
for
wonder
an ear
if they
wire.
like, do they tumble it? Is this something that they do when they produce them? Because I do know that they go down to like 21. I've definitely seen 22 for ear wires when you purchase them,
Yeah.
directly. And I would never be able to do that with wire. So
Yeah, I
I'm
don't know what they're doing to harden it, but, it is outside of the realm of what I wanna do. I'm gonna
right.
stick with my 20 gauge.
Yes. 20 gauge is what I tend to use as well. That looks so pretty. I love that you just made a little card for it, so it's nice and easy to
Yeah,
see.
I punch these out and then I put the holes in them when I'm ready to put the earrings on them. So,
Oh my gosh, so cool. They're lovely. Are you able to bring them a little closer to the camera just so we can
yes.
get they're so pretty. I love
Thank
how
you.
it's a flower, but it's a snowflake too. It's got that like
Yeah.
winter icicle feel to it. I love them.
Thank you.
Yes, Jenny says lovely. Dana loves them too.
Thank you.
Rachel is a fantastic designer. We're very excited
Uh,
to have her joining us for the Galentine's event
yeah,
again
I'm
this
really
year,
excited.
which this year it's on Valentine's Day. We did
It
actually
is.
Galentine's Day, I think, last year. Um, Sarah is hosting it, and she decided that it would probably be a nice distraction for her on Valentine's Day because Valentine's Day is going to be a difficult day for her this year. And she thought, maybe that's a day that a lot of other people might need that little love and distraction as well. And if you are busy on Valentine's Day, you can always watch the replay anytime. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, so we've got a few people saying very pretty. Oh yeah, Vivian says it was beautiful to show us what it looks like on a card. I agree. It was a lot easier to see. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Rachel, there. Oh, you're on Instagram too. You're also Molly
I am.
Jewelry on Instagram and on Facebook. It looks like you are Molly Jewelry on Facebook as well.
Mm-hmm.
And her website. So you can find Rachel all over with Molly Jewelry. I love that. You were able to
You found my
secure that.
Pinterest too. That's great. That's funny.
You found the Pinterest also,
I'm
Thomas.
like, I don't know if
Thomas is so
so
good.
somehow I created the Pinterest and it like pulls images from my website and pins them, but I don't know how I did it. So
So you're like, there's stuff there, but it's just
yeah,
magically appearing.
it's magical. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this was so fun. So come hang out with us for Valentine's Day. Make sure to grab your kit from Softlex Company and your bead kit from Jesse James Beads. It's on sale at Softlex Company right now. If you use that coupon, I'm going to flash over that sale one more time and give you guys a chance to enter the giveaway. #glitter in the comment. And I'll come back in just a minute for that. So give you guys a moment to get your entries in. Baby, it's cold outside. 20% off our midwinter TGBE and Valentine's holiday categories. So go to softflexcompany.com. On the shop now section, you have 2 categories you can shop for this sale. You can go to the Great Bead Extravaganza and the holidays category. All the items in both of those categories are good with this coupon code Cold Heart, all one word. Just use that at checkout. You'll get your 20% off. It's not valid with any other order discounts, and it ends next Tuesday night or while supplies last. All right, let's see. Let's pull up that giveaway screen and see what we've got to work with here. Who is going to win our glitter strand giveaway? It's a beautiful silver bead strand. We've got 45 of you entered.
Wow.
Ooh, a couple extras popping in right now. But yeah, it's a beautiful strand of silver and white. So it goes with everything. All right, here we go. You must be here to win. Make sure to let us know in the comments if we call your name that you're here. I love this part. Sandra Allen, you are our winner today. Are you here? Please let us know in the comments that you're here. We'll give you a few minutes. I know there's a little bit of a delay. Oh my gosh.
I like the flowers in that profile picture.
What was that?
I said I like her flowers in her profile picture.
Oh yeah. I can't even see them because my eye, I gotta pop my screen up larger for me to see that. She's here. Yay, Sandra. Congratulations. Please email us at info@softflexcompany.com and let us know your shipping information, and we will get your prize out in the mail to you. Thanks to everybody for hanging out with us today. It was a lot of fun to have Rachel on, doing a little beading party. You showed us so many good ideas, and I love that you shared your tips for making ear wires. It's always fun to see that, and that was it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you. So I just really appreciate
so much for having me.
Yes.
I'm excited to be back in a couple weeks.
I know. Valentine's Day. She's got the kit. I don't know if you've decided what you're making yet, but
I have like an inkling.
Yeah. I think in another week or so, you guys might start seeing some ideas being thrown out from all the designers. We've got Rachel Mallis, we have Deb Flores, we have Brittany Shavers, and we have Jennifer Miller that are joining us. So you're going to get 4 hours of amazing jewelry design and camaraderie and beading fun. Totally looking forward to that. And be sure to come and check out Joyce on Friday. Give her a lot of love. Let her know that you've missed her, because I know she's missed all of you. It'll be nice for her to get back into the creative swing of things. And so be sure to join her on Friday at 9:30 a.m. She'll be using the Arctic Circle kit, which is also on sale right now if you haven't grabbed it yet. And then I'll be back on Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific time for a new episode of Free Spirit Beading. Bye, everybody. Stay warm out there.